And they're going to be talking to us about area and division contests. Details, details, details. We want details, don't we? All right, so please welcome our contest chair for the district, Sabrina Millay. And our program quality director, Vicki Goodman. Thank you, Miss Vicki Goodman and Sabrina. Handshake, handshake. All right.
Well, good afternoon, still morning. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, deck members. I just want you to know that Sabrina and I have, I'm trying to see us. Can you see all of us on screen? No? No, look, Sabrina's a little shorter than me. I'll look there. Can you see her? Are we good? All right. We are the dynamic duo, the dynamic contest duo. My job, as you may have noticed, I have that mega mouth. And so I don't need the microphone that's out in the room. And Sabrina, well, she's the glamour. She's the glamour and the star power for this duo. So I'm so happy. Sabrina has been the contest chair this entire year. You might have already attended some of the training sessions. Today, we are going to go through everything you need to know, well, almost everything you need to know about contests. Who's having a contest? I should see a couple of hands. How about online? How about an online? That's true. So go ahead and load up, if you will, the slide presentation. I'm hoping to see everybody. I've already been hearing actually about all of the wonderful contests that are in play. It's a tough time sometimes to run a contest. Because why? Anybody?
Takes a lot of people.
Takes a village.
Takes a lot
Thank
of
you.
people. It takes a
You
village.
need contestants too.
And it takes contestants. Have you ever planned an entire contest only to find out nobody really wants to compete? That's when it becomes impromptu table topics.
That is when it becomes voluntold.
That's exactly right. So we are going to go ahead and start our presentation today. I want to ask you, why do you think people say they're not going to have a contest or not going to compete? Why compete? Next slide, Sue. Go ahead, Sue. Why?
They're afraid.
They're afraid. You know, I think the first question we need to convince people of is exactly what Dwight was talking about, it, that Wi-Fi thing. What's in it for me? Why do I want to put myself in that situation? Let's see if we can find out. Go ahead, Sue. So here's some of the misconceptions. You want to talk about some of those misconceptions, Sabrina?
I do. Winning is everything. Is that really the case with contests? No. Oh, with Mike, sorry. Can you, can I have the portable, please? That's okay, yes,
Can we use it up here?
thank
I'm gonna
you,
let her have it so that she'll still be heard by them. This is gonna help us with the room.
Okay.
thank you, my voice isn't
Just be sure it's rested on your chin.
rested on my chin. So some of the misconceptions we have is winning is everything. Do you believe that? I know we have a lot of professionals in this room and you've done many roles. Is that the case? No. Our RA said something earlier today, and most of you here are area directors and division directors. Area directors, you are the first link in the chain. These are some of the things I want you all to take back to your clubs. I'm not good enough.
I hear that all the time, Sabrina, all the time. I'm not good enough. All those people are so much more advanced than me. We have to overcome these challenges when our clubs and members that we know bring them up. So let's talk about some of those challenges.
But you give speeches in the club, you work in your path. It's no different than giving it at a contest. And then contests are too much work.
That's for sure. That's what you all should be saying. Is that what you're doing? All of you online? That's it. Contests are just so much work. Is it worth the output? Yes. Those are really misconceptions. And our job, part of our sales requirement, because we're now all master salespeople, is to convince everybody about the right ideas. So let's see what some of those are.
So this is actually the reality. It boosts confidence. We've heard it so many times today in so many different terms. Dwight or RA. It boosts confidence. We overcome fear. And again, you give these speeches in front of your club to complete your path. Do it in a contest. Sign up for a contest.
It also is one of the best ways to improve communication skills, putting yourself into a competitive situation. And you have to demonstrate your creativity, your critical thinking skills, your leadership skills, your poise. Those are all things that a competitive or a contest situation will help all of our members and you develop, and they won't just show up in a contest. When you do that, these skills and these talents are going to show up elsewhere, out there in the other life. That's why we're all in Toastmasters.
And it helps you to become a concise and precise speaker. When you compete in a contest, what do? You prepare, you prepare, you prepare. Because the ultimate goal is to take that shot. Thank you, Dwight.
Excellent. That is also, I mean, think about it. What helps you be concise and precise? A clock. There's nothing like a clock. That's true in Toastmasters, and it's especially true in a contest. Take it from a multi-disqualified contestant. It definitely counts, but you have to be able to select just the right words to create just the image that you want, and to make sure the audience connects with your message, because that's the important part of that concise communication. Excellent. What else can we get from competing?
Social connections. We heard that again in this room today. We meet people, we make connections. You were approached by audience members and contestants. I believe my very first year as a Toastmaster, I volunteered to be a timer. I don't know, an hour and a half away from where I live. And I still have those friendships to this day. Winnehaven Toastmasters, all the Winnehaven people. I'm still friends with all of them. And that was 7 or 8 years ago. So it's a connection.
That is critical. You've been there. You've been at those contests, and when you've competed and you haven't even placed, or you haven't even been the winner, what happens after the contest? Everybody still comes up to you. They talk to you. They're introducing themselves to you. They relate to the topic that you shared. They relate to something about how you did it. Suddenly, you are the focus of maybe more attention than you wanted. But the reality is, if you want to expand your professional network, this is the opportunity for you to take advantage of the arenas that you find yourself in when you compete and you participate in these larger experiences, larger contests. They enhance that professional image. If you're at work and they find out all of a sudden, maybe you brought the trophy in, maybe it's second or third place, but you went to a contest? Oh, you're a speaker? Oh, we're having a program next week. We need an MC. Do you think you could do that? All of a sudden, jobs, your environment starts asking you, because you become the person that's known for those enhanced communication skills. And therefore, that's the third thing on this left slide.
Promotes career advancement. It ties in with that professional network. Definitely ties in. I'm master MC. I am in sales wife. I just was shot into raise my hand. But I host events, I do events all the time at work, and everyone now knows that Sabrina will be the MC for every single event. That is what I have learned a lot from Toastmasters. But it promotes, it promotes career advancement. It helps you to think critically, improves your skills in leadership. Context helps you with leadership, and those are things that you could take back to work. Poise and professionalism.
That's right. Is that all? Is that all that happens when you're going? I think there's even more. If you were there at a contest, one of the things you need to do is listen. You are listening because you want to hear what all those other competitors are bringing to the floor. How do I have to pick up my game? Oh, that's a really good idea. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should say, maybe I should demonstrate it this way. You learn so many skills just by listening. Then you listen to all those people that give you feedback, and you listen to the various criteria for judging. What are they thinking? What are they saying? Am I doing what they're looking for? Improving listening skills is really important, a very important part of all of our Toastmaster experience.
It also, I wanted to add to that, improving listening skills. What about the evaluation contestants? What do they have to do? That they have to listen to that test speaker. And
What
then-
if you're a judge?
Exactly.
A judge in a contest, if you have to listen, you have to watch, you have to see. All of these skills go across all of the roles in a competitive situation.
And it helps you to drive change. It improves your ability to speak to others. It helps you to influence and implement change.
I want to ask something of everybody here and those online. How many of you are interested in making changes in your environment, in your workplace, in your home situation? Anybody? We all like to think that we have some ability to change. That's why we are improving our communication. We're trying to get better because we understand that in order to drive change, we have to be known as someone who will listen, someone who will care. As Dwight mentioned, I care about you. I want something that will help you improve. I want to hear what you're saying. And I want to be able to influence you after I hear what you're saying. Do I agree with you? Do I disagree with you? How can I drive change? Maybe it's just the change in my teenage child. That would be a major win. Maybe though, it's a change in your work group or your entire work environment or your family or the social arena that your city, your other social clubs. We all have an ability to make change. We just have to move forward with the skills that we're learning and implement them. And we need to understand that we need a team behind us. And a contest is all about teamwork. We have to be able to work with people. We have to be able to delegate. Who's in the, it's easier to do it myself club? Anybody out there? Am I the only one? I don't have to explain. Never mind. I'll just do it myself. I'll just do it myself. Oh, maybe you're going to do that yourself, and then you're going to do that yourself, and then you're going to do, and before you know it, you're like really tired, really tired and overwhelmed. And you're wondering how the heck you got here and why did you volunteer in the first place? That's because you were not practicing the teamwork skills that you have the opportunity to practice in Toastmasters and in competition. So why are we telling you all of these things? We're probably speaking to the choir to some extent, don't you think so?
Because going back to improved team, going back to improved team performance, we have all been there where, okay, they're not responding to my text, they're not responding to my email. I'm just going to do it myself. We have all been there. And with Toastmasters, that's where we've improved our team performance. And contests definitely, and I'll use this word respectfully, forces you to work as a team because you cannot do the contest by yourself.
It's one of the best training grounds. We're telling you, our district leaders, the division directors, and the area directors, because you need to hear these messages. You need to own those messages in your heart, and you need to share them with your clubs, with the club leaders and the clubs as a whole. When you're going on your area visits, share some of these inspirational thoughts to motivate those clubs. And don't forget to take your pathways assignment with you, an evaluation form, and model getting an evaluation for your presentation. It's really important that we inspire all of our members and we give them the education and training they need to understand the value in competition. All right, I think we've beaten a dead horse probably here.
Did we,
I
John?
bet you want to know some other things right now. So for example, when are these contests supposed to happen? Let's move on and see what we've got. First, where are we at right now? What contest season is it? All together. Clubs, club contests, next one. Club contests are occurring now, and when do they end? Is there anybody? Okay, so you have your contest December 31st, and you can just send me or your area director the winner on January 2nd, correct?
No.
No, that's absolutely not correct. December 31st. Winners of the club contest must be submitted by midnight, December 31st to where? Someone loud. Area director. Club winners go on to the area contests.
Vicky, I need to add, please don't wait December 31st to submit that notification winner. If your contest is next week or it's today or tomorrow, as soon as that contest is completed, chief judge, get your chief judge to please send that to your area directors. What is an area director? We heard it from our RA. You are the first link in the chain. Just in case I forget to say this, please take all of this information back to your clubs. Go ahead, Vicky.
All right, so how do clubs hold their contests? Online, in person? Any way they want to. Clubs can hold their contests in any format they like. But by the time they get to the area directors, you're going to have so much fun. You're going to have the kind of fun maybe that we had back in 2020 when we no longer could meet in person and we had to learn some technology. You may have that kind of fun. It could be in the panic zone, as Shirley said, it could be in the panic zone of your comfort level, but you're going to come out so much more educated about that. Area contests are going to be hybrid because, not that I said this, and I want to clear this rumor up right away. I did not make that decision. Paula, did you make that decision?
What decision?
About areas being hybrid?
No, I did not.
You did not. And I asked Felicia, did you make that decision?
No, ma'am.
No.
What Vicky's trying to say that you made that decision.
You made the decision.
You voted on
And
that.
you are going to be, it's not a fault, it's a great thing. You are going to have a wonderful time. So when are area contests occurring, Sabrina?
January 1st to February 28th. Is it 28th?
Yeah. So January and February, that starts area contests. What I need you to do, area directors, is decide, work with your division director, work with your co-area directors, pick your date. And we'll talk a little bit more about the process of what you need to do first. Pick your date and submit it to me. I need an email that says, we're having area 99 is having their contest on Saturday or Thursday night at what time and what contest? Are you going to do them all in a row? Are you going to have separate dates? Most things I have heard is, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do them all on the same day or the same evening. So make a choice. It's yours, but remember, you have to offer a hybrid format. And those area director, those area contest winners, where are they going to be sent to? Division directors, let me see your hands online. Let me see. All right, we have at least 4 people brave enough to admit that they're division directors because they think I'm going to give them something extra. Division directors, those are going to come to you because you're coordinating with your team the division contests. Now, the division contests are all virtual. How many divisions do we have? 9 divisions. You know what? The trio wants to visit all of the division contests. We want to be there. So we ask you, please, to select a date, and that's a 6-week session there between March 1st and April 16th. Work together, but we can only visit so many in a day. It's going to be first come, first serve for your contest. So let me know what those dates are, because I'm putting these on the Division H website so you can see what the dates are. And you'll start seeing it get populated as I get that information to me. Are there any questions about that? All right, we all know the dates of the contests. We all know where they're going to go, and where do the division contest winners go? District. And what is that mailing address for District 84? That would probably work. But the fastest way to get the winner where they need to go is head up to me, program quality director, works with Sabrina, and we will then start scheduling our contests.
I have a question for area directors and division directors. Have you picked your dates yet for your contest?
Yes,
You think you should
Division
pick
F
your
we
dates?
have.
Yeah. Okay. For area directors, have you picked your date and your location?
Yes.
Because what happened before, I hate to use COVID, but before COVID, it was easier to find a location. And I'm hearing that a lot of areas are having a hard time finding a location because the libraries are not, some of them are closed or limiting. So start now, when you leave this meeting, get with your area, the group and pick your location.
That's a
please.
good point. Let's talk a little bit more about what we need to do to plan, because you know what? We have 2 months. We're 2 months out from area contest start date, right? November, December. I'm just giving you October, the rest of October for free. So let's see what we can do next to help you plan. Sue? Oh, I forgot to mention this part, the district contest. It's an important part. District contest. We are going to have 3. Now, Sabrina brought up a really important memory. Back in the day, pre-COVID, we had competitions and everybody really tried hard to be the winner from their division that was going to go move up to the district, because you're going to have a big audience and you are going to compete in the district conference. We had a few years of problems, but you know what? This year we're bringing it back. It is going to be a virtual contest. But if you were at our conference last year, you know that we, I think, had a really wonderful experience with our international speech contest. It was virtual. And what we did is we recorded it. It was closed to an audience. So nobody knew who won. The audience was, the contest was held. And then we said, thank you very much. And people came to the conference to find out who won, to see the contest and find out who won. It was a lot of fun. It went so much more quickly than in person because we didn't have all those moments and transitions and all that good stuff. But we're going to do the same thing this year with all 3 contests. We're going to show all of the contests at the conference. They're going to be virtual, and it's going to be, that's when the winners are going to be revealed. So if you want to know who the winners of the contest, who won, where are you going to go?
Conference.
That's right. Let's go to the conference. All right. Go ahead, Sue. So now let's talk about that hybrid contest, that situation. Hybrid contest training. Go ahead, Sabrina.
Thursday, November 10th. Please attend. Area directors, mark your calendars. November 10th, 7:30 to 8:30. Do we have the Zoom link?
We don't have it. It'll be on the
We'll
website.
post the Zoom link on the calendar.
Okay, the contest training is going to be recorded, but it's really going to be a time where you can ask questions and come and get the specifics, all the nitty gritty things. We don't have time for that today. You only have a budget of $75. Wait a minute, let me rewind. You have a budget of $75. And that's not like for all, that's each area. Yeah, it has $75 to help defray the expenses of your awards. Now, there's other ways you can do that. What are some of the other ways if they had more expenses that they could
50-50.
sell those raffle tickets?
Sell your raffle tickets.
Have an admission. You cannot charge your contestants, but you can charge a small admission fee for attending the contest. That's, remember, we're talking area contests, which are hybrid area contests.
How many people have charged for a contest in the past?
I have.
And this is actually a good time to start that because of the tall tales. We have a new contest.
Mhm. We've incorporated it with a meal, and then they're paying for dinner. We always throw in a few extra bucks because we know we need it. But we work that out. So anyway, there's a lot of ways to do it. We'll talk more about that. One of the most important parts about planning for your contest is securing that venue. Sabrina mentioned that already. You need to find that now. You need to think about it. Where are your hybrid clubs meeting now? Is it conducive to holding an area contest? Look at your area, look at those hybrid clubs because they already have a lot of the technology in place to help you run that contest. If you're going elsewhere, if you're going to maybe a library, or you're going into a company, or you're using a restaurant facility, if they have some capability, some restaurants have that in a meeting room area where that you can project on screen and they have connections. You may need these documents. You probably will need the 501(c)(3) determination tax exempt status. And you will probably need a copy of the indemnity insurance coverage. Now, the link I have on the slide, but you get it online. All you have to do is go to Toastmasters, log into Toastmasters, go to leadership, and on the left part of the drop-down menu, it says all right.
And libraries especially ask for these.
All right, moving on, Sue.
Vicky, we lost a word. You said go to Toast, something about and then Sabrina talked. So maybe if you could repeat your last few sentences.
All right, we were talking about the need for the tax exempt status and the indemnity insurance coverage. It is available at the Toastmasters International website. Go to Toastmasters International. Once you're logged in, click on the leadership tab, and there is a whole drop-down portion related to contests. You can find a lot of information there. Don't forget to scroll down the page. All right, moving along. So do you want to be the guy on top?
Oops.
Anybody? Anybody want to be the guy on top? But we've felt that way. Some of us have felt that way before. We want to have a stress-free zone. So we're going to plan starting now to avoid that stress. Let's see how to do that. First and foremost, you are a division. You have multiple areas. Work together, partner together. Decide if you're going to even have your contests on the same day or in the same proximity. If not, one area can provide officials for the other area, and then you can trade back for their contest. You can provide all of the things you need to test speakers. Work together for that. The second way to avoid stress is
Your venue. Gosh, that is the most stressful. Find your venue.
and another really important way to reduce that stress is to get somebody to run the contest besides you. Unless you're wanting your own HPL or moving forward in another project. And that's the key. Check out who is in line to get an advanced pathways assignment. A high performance leadership is a really great project to use for a contest. So bring that up when you're trying to recruit your volunteers. That's a great sales. That's what's in it for me. When you Sabrina, do you want to be my contest chair? what are you gonna get? Maybe not, your time's kind of that. But I know you're working towards completing that path. You need to do an HPL and you could get credit for this and do that whole process. So
It's who in the club, will know that information besides the member who needs it? Which officer in the club, the BPE will know which member needs an HPL. You don't have to go tracking down members of clubs to find that information. All you need to do is get in touch with the president or the BPE.
all right, go ahead, Sue. All right, now here's the biggie, especially for those hybrid contests. Equipment. Anybody have any equipment worries?
No, I don't have.
All right, but, okay, maybe I'll ask that the wrong way. Who has equipment? All right, we're looking at these hands. We've got Norma, we've got William, we've got Nick in the back, we've got Kim. Okay. I'm saying their names out loud because those of you that didn't raise your hand, those are some resources you might be able to tap into. Find out where the heck they're having their contest. I didn't see who's online because I can't see everybody, but you do need to have some basic setup. We have it right now here. We have the setup right now for our deck meeting. This is a diagram. It's going to be on the website, and I'll also make the slide presentation available to all of you. I'll send it out to all of you, but it lays out the basic parameters for a simple hybrid or a simple online meeting. You have to have a Zoom account. You have to have some way to display everything, a big screen TV or an LCD projector and a screen. You need those. We've all now walking around with laptops. Everybody's got laptops. There's the external speakers, a microphone that can hear the people in the room in a broad spectrum. If you're going to limit it to that little laptop microphone, it's not going to work. You need an external microphone. And then of course the various cables and extension cords. It's a long list and there are other things you can get to enhance it. And I know that John Morrow is also an expert at all this. He set up all of our stuff here. So, hey. I know he loves to answer questions, so I know I'm not divulging his privacy.
Yes, William.
Make sure you have equipment.
Wait, say it into the,
Speak into the microphone.
Can fail, so make sure you can plan B and say, you know, laptop doesn't work, or you can't get the mic working, the Wi-Fi is responding. So it's good to get backup, like, use Wi-Fi on your phone. Maybe if you have a projector, maybe you've got a TV on standby. So make sure you get backup.
it's so important, you know, we got.
I'm sorry, we could barely hear, I know it was William, but can you repeat that question, please?
William was providing the suggestion that, you want him to repeat it again?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna, William, speak loudly.
When it comes to technology.
William, you have to come forward here. This is the microphone
Oh,
that they're gonna hear you.
This mic?
Yeah, that here's in the room.
Okay.
This here's on screen.
How well can you hear me now? Okay. So one thing I want to say about contests is when it comes to technology, if something can go wrong, it generally tends to go wrong. So I'll make sure you have a plan B if say the microphone doesn't work or no one can hear you or if the computer crashes. I'm in Talking Gators and we've been doing hybrid for a few months and there's on a regular basis, maybe the computer can't be used or the person with the Zoom account has gone MIA. You need to make sure you have backups.
All right,
Yep.
backups. So important, William. Thank you. In fact, we encountered that very problem this morning. In spite of John Morrow's wonderful talent and skill and his team, we couldn't get going on time, but we managed to keep moving forward until we got it all fixed. All right, next slide, please. So we're not the only people that know this stuff. There are resources everywhere. And actually, I'm going to ask Sue to load at the end of this, right at the very end, or even now, she's going to load into chat this list of all of the links and associated help that you're going to need. If you are not aware, when you go to that little link I mentioned on the TI website with contests, if you just scroll down right underneath the main picture, it's gonna give you each of the contests, tall tales, international speech and so forth. Looks like they're just giving you a picture, but if you click on it, you're going to end up getting what's called a contest kit. And in that contest kit, what's in there, Sabrina?
Everything contest. Everything contest, the forms, the rules. Anything contest and rule book, that's my word of the year, the rule book. Don't forget to get the rule book.
Certificates of participation and even certificates of award are in there. So everything is there for you, the judging sheets, the pre-qualification forms, the speakers qualification form, all of that stuff. So get the contest kits for the contest you're running. There are scripts and contest checklist that's available again through our D84 website, but I have the contest checklist, which lists, everything you can think about from a contest chair perspective all the way down. So Sue's going to load the contest checklist onto the chat as well. And we're going to be giving it out to all of you.
The volunteer list. How many of you received that email from Paula? Forgot it was that one. Use that list. That is where you're going to get your help. These are people, these are your peers, other members who have volunteered to help in contests. Take advantage.
And that is a living, breathing list. So when you're talking to people who say, I've never really been a judge, I've never been a ballot candidate, say, oh, you know what, you can get some experience. Put your name on the list and they can start at maybe the club contest level and move from there. So encourage people to continue to add their names to that list. Oh, I see what we're doing here. We have something blocking us where we're going, so.
Susan.
Okay, well, the other place is that what we want you to do is look and check regularly the District 84 calendar. If you go on the District 84 website, www.d84.org, then you will see at the very top a place that says events. You can click on that. It's going to give you the events right now this month. And if you click on anytime you're going to a calendar event, by the way, you have to click to see it and then click on the event and it'll open up the Zoom links or the locations or whatever it may be. So go ahead and make sure that you check the calendar. We'll be putting those things online